the moment that freaking squid pack went off, that ink pack went off, the second that happened, it was like surreal. It didn't feel real. It was just like you're waiting, tension super high, everyone in the room, energy's high, just massively tense vibration. You're waiting, and then you hear you lost. Duh, bah, just like a gut punch, wind gone out.
What is poppin', y'all? We are back with another episode of the Squid Game, the Challenge Season 2 Aftermath Podcast. I'm your host, DeAndre from Season 1. Thank you for joining. Today, we have a special guest. This man, he went through some trials and tribulations through the game. He had some, he had some problems early on, man. But, I ain't gonna talk too much about it. I'm gonna let him explain everything was going down. And without further ado, I'm introducing my friend, Mr. Player 129, John. What's poppin', John?
Oh my God, thanks for having me on. It's good. It's really cold. I think what you're up in New York, it's got to be real warm and toasty up there for you.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like
no, no, I wish. It's torture.
all good over here. Just living the dream. Everything's dropped at this point. Everything's out, so you get all the attention of the initial hit of the show. You know what I'm saying? But just busy, busy, man.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely busy season. We got the holidays right around the corner, and luckily for you guys, the show isn't going on during the holidays. Our show came out on like the second week of November, so we had the show going on during Thanksgiving, which was a whole problem in itself. So it's smart that they switched it up earlier. So that's one really, really great thing I think
I love
that
it.
they
Yeah,
took from
that
the
is
show.
good. That
Yeah,
is
it
good.
was a mess. It was a mess. So John, I'm going through your player profile right now. I don't think if you know if you've had a chance to look at it, but you're in Illinois,
Yeah.
Scorpio. Me too. When's your
Yes.
birthday?
Oh, love it. Love it. Fellow Scorpio, boss energy, go hard energy.
Okay, I like it. Hey, you're right. We already know what time it is over here, y'all. Marketing agency owner. Can you explain?
Yeah, so actually two companies. So I marketed forever digital marketing, right? I'm like an older guy, I'm an old head in at least in digital marketing space because like I was building sites in the late 90s, and so I was there from like day one, I'll call it. I was really really early on, so it was something that didn't even exist. Like digital marketing was frowned on. I was trying to join marketing clubs in St. Louis. So Illinois, but I'm right outside of St. Louis. So I'm right here in the St. Louis metro. And dude, like people wouldn't even let me. They didn't want me at these clubs. So I've been doing it for a long time. So digital marketing, there was no education on that. SEO, lead gen, social, none of that was a thing. Like it was just all brand new. So self-taught in that, learned from a lot of people, did a lot of work, consulted independently forever, and then finally got older. I was gonna have a kid. I'm like, I need to be more responsible. Let me teach other people how to do this. All my network were getting jobs at other places. They weren't anymore my contractors. So started an agency and started training everybody else on this stuff. So been doing that for, man, it's almost 15 years now that I've had an agency with full-time employees, and then spun off another business for a specific industry, returned to it's a marketing SaaS product. So just out here just running and gunning and trying to do it all, live the dream.
Hey, that's how you got to do it, man. Balls to the wall, no regrets. Speaking of balls to the wall, you've had 12 broken bones from skateboarding.
Oh my God, yeah, dude, skateboarding. I've broken so many. I've broken like both of my ankles twice, both wrists twice, ribs, leg. I snapped my leg in half. I got a rod and screws in that. Hit my literally my foot was pointed the opposite way. I'm skating a bowl, and I slide out, try not to hit my face into this coping at the edge of this bowl where there's these weird things in it, and literally just snapped the leg. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! I hold my leg up. I'm laughing, and my foot, where it should be pointed to the sky, is pointed to the ground. And I'm like, I'm scared to death of something. I'm gonna lose the foot. I'm like, is this? Am I gonna have to amputate my foot? So we got like the EMTs trying to get me out of this thing. There's all these skaters there. This is a bowl with no exit. Like it's a 6 foot high with to 8 foot high bowl, and it's like, how do you get someone out of that? So I got EMTs and all these people hoisting me above their head to slide me up onto the deck of this ramp. And I'm like, this is more dangerous than the skating. Like these dudes are gonna drop me, man. Then I'm really screwed. But yeah, man, I've broken a lot of bones. Mentioned agency. That's how I learned a lot of it. I skated, I competed early days. Like I watched X Games once. I've been around for a minute. Skated, traveled around, built websites for skate shops, skate parks, e-commerce sites. So it was a big part of my life. Loved it. A lot of broken bones. but a lot of great times, you know?
Hey, great times living with no regrets, like the tattoo, man. That's all you need
Exactly.
left. So
No
that's excellent,
regrets.
you know. Exactly. And I like X Games too. I'm trying to make it to the Aspen X Games this year. Hopefully I can make it. But it's always
Oh,
been a fun
really?
thing. Yeah.
Nice. Have you trialed before?
I've never been. I've never been.
Ooh,
So I
nice.
want to try and make it up this year, and I'll probably I would cover it if I went, and so
Get it.
that
Get
would be
it.
lit. So I'm hoping so. Red Bull, if you hear me, if you watching this, somebody Red Bull, you know
Red
what
Bull.
time it
Wait,
is.
wait. Hold up. Can we do this on the show? Can we pop out the little Red Bull? We shout
Oh
out the
wow.
Red Bull shot glasses. You know what I'm saying? We got to
He
shout out
got
Red
the
Bull.
whole nine. Okay, I like it. I like it. I'm gonna have to hashtag Red Bull in this.
Yes.
So, John, why did you decide to apply for Squid Game the Challenge season 2?
Man, I so watched the drama, loved it. Right after saw the challenge season 1, loved it. I'm watching with my sons. We get to the end, and I don't know that I feel like it's one of the first times I ever seen that, but maybe it just shows how little reality TV I watched. Competition, yes, but saw the little crazy going there. Oh wait, got struck by
Okay.
lightning.
Okay, we're good.
Got struck by lightning.
I don't know what's going on over here, y'all. But continue, sorry.
Yeah, so we're watching that. At the end of it, it's like, hey, cast. Here's the link. Go to the casting. So we watched the final episodes. My sons see that. I got 2 sons. They were like, apply right now. You've got to apply. I was like, I'll do it. Let's go. I applied. And like you'll hear this probably from a number of people, but I feel like I didn't hear my story as far as timeline goes from a lot of people that I had applied immediately after. I mean, this is in the first week of December. I apply. I don't hear back for almost a year. It was October 21st before I even heard anything. I didn't even remember I did it. Like I was just doing my thing. I get an email. So yeah, man. It was like my kids said sign up, let's go. I just like to compete. I'm like, I like that. Let's do it. I like the concept, the theme, the show, and then I'm like, let's do it. Let's try it out. But had
I
no
love
no
that.
belief I was getting on that show. No belief.
That's excellent. I mean, you spur of the moment, you just do it and then you just put it away and then keep it moving. And that's
Yeah.
kind of how things happen in your favor. And so you apply for the show. They finally give you a call. You find out you're on. It's their last night in Illinois before you get on the plane to London. Tell me what's going through your head.
Oh my God, just practicing. I mean, up to that point, I didn't even know I was going to be on, but once I was going through the process, I just planned, right? Battle ready. Let me get battle ready. You don't even know what's going to happen. I'm practicing everything from season 1, season 2 drops. So there's at least some level. You got some idea of what's going on. We realize season 3 is going to drop before this new one airs. So we don't know if games in season 3 will show up. So there's speculation, trying to practice every speculative game that might show up in season 3. So I'm out there practicing red light, green light forever. My wife's wanting to kill me. I'm standing on the side of the bed, got video. I got my phone standing up, and I'm standing for hours at a time trying to not move. Game film. Did I move? Did I move too much? Let me look back at season 1. Let me watch the making of how much movement was there. I'm practicing that. I'm mastering the Gongi dice. I'm mastering Dachi. I'm trying to do everything. And I felt I was good. So that's what's going through my head. Did I do enough? Did I do enough? Well, my family would hear this and be like, you weren't thinking about us. I was thinking about them. Yes, we had that all fixed. We had that planned out. But I'm in game mode at that point. It's like time to compete. I'm going to go on the field. I got to go. So for me, that's really where it was at. I'm literally on the plane again. I'm watching video. I'm listening to the doll's song at different speeds and I'm memorizing the tempo and I'm like thinking of my strides. I'd practice steps. That's what I'm thinking, right? Red light, green light. That's the first one. I just got to at least get through that cut, baby. So that's what's in my head the whole time, basically.
This man was ready to go. I need to see the footage of you practicing red light, green light.
Get that.
Oh, that is funny. Because look, I didn't practice none of the games, and the only time I practiced a little bit of red light, green light, and my practice was in my hotel room, and literally standing on one spot for 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, and I'm like, all right, I got it.
Yeah.
So when we got there, I was like, oh, this is a little different than the hotel room,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's funny. That's funny that you was really at it. I mean, I applaud you for all that all that work you did.
Well, that's what's crazy. Getting in there, man, and come to find out, there was a lot of people who had practiced up. I mean, because we had you guys' season to look at. So it's like, okay, we got to actually like pay attention here because there's some weird things going on. So there was actually quite a few people who were kind of practiced up on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. No, that's smart. That's very smart. And so you get on the plane, you head to London, you get in your hotel. It's the last night in your hotel room before you get inside the dorms. What's going through your head?
Oh man, impossible. I mean, it's all cool and exciting up to that point. Headshots, media stuff, all these things. You're making friends. And so we all are like, well, they kind of, first of all, before we go into it, they tell us, hey, have everything ready and we're going to knock on your door. And if you don't show up, like you don't know what time, first of all, we didn't know what time it was in the hotel. And they did not give us a specific time to be up. And they said when it's time to be up, we're going to knock on your door. And if you don't come to the door within 5 minutes, you're out, like you're gone. So they didn't say it in that exact way, but they were making it sound that way. So you're thinking, oh my God, if I go to sleep now, am I going to wake up? Am I going to wake up in time? Am I going to wake up to the knock? So you're like nervous about that, thinking I got to go to sleep as quick as I can. And nerves are going. So it's just like, I have to go to sleep. We got a big day ahead of us. We have to get to sleep. So just the hardest thing, it was anxiety of thinking, how can I get myself to go unconscious right now? Because everything's racing and it's just so hard to fall asleep. So literally it was like, how do I pass out? I have to. How do I do it?
You just got to just close your eyes and
Yeah,
visualize the prize.
I'm
No,
exactly. I'm legitimately trying to count sheep. I'm thinking of the game. I'm doing everything I can. I'm trying to I'm slowing my breathing. I was trying to pull a little David Blaine and I'm like, how slow can I get my heart rate? Just trying to focus on anything. And I did. I feel like I fell asleep pretty quick. I heard other people didn't even fall asleep at all. There were people that were like, I think I might have slept for half hour. They were just up all night freaking out. I'm like, whoo, man.
yeah. No, it was definitely Hunger Games settings going on before the game and
Oh
during.
yeah.
But you wake up, you get on the bus, and it's time to get inside the dorms. When you walk inside the dorms for the first time, tell me now how you feeling.
Outrageous, right? You don't even know. We don't know it, right? Because you're going set to set and we don't know what's to come. We expect red light, green light. Everybody still to this point, red light, green light. Guards are kind of taunting us, like the people that were moving us to the bus, moving us off the bus. They're speaking to us as if it's red light, green light. And so we're standing outside of the final set. They're like lint rolling us up, making us try to look as nice as possible. We walk through the door and we hear they're saying stuff to us. They're like telling us rules. And the rules they're saying don't sound like a red light, green light play field. I'm like, are we about to go into the dorm? Like they're talking about dorms and bunks and don't do this, or they're talking about doors and bunks. Don't do this, don't do that, don't get on the stage. I'm like, what? Like they're like describing the dorm. Like, are we about to go into the freaking dorm, man? So no one's telling us. We're asking them. They're not telling us. So we're just anxious. We're about to die here. We want to go in. And finally, you breach that door. We're in the dorm. I mean, honestly, going into it, I just told myself I want to see the dorm. That's my goal. I just want to see the dorm, be in there. First thing, right? So that's awesome. So I'm super stoked. I'm just like, dorm, baby. I'm just so happy running around the dang place. Just dapping up everybody. And so you get in there, and then I'm like, I was saying some stupid stuff. I was like, man, I can't wait. I'm gonna take a dump at every one of these toilets. I can't wait to sing in the shower, bro. I'm hitting up every shower. I'm just anything, right? And so then we get in there and it settles in a little bit, and you're counting the bunks, and there's only half the bunks. So we're like, half of us are going today. Like that's happening. Half are gone. So I'm sitting there like, man, trying to remember back how many people got cut red light, green light last time. Like, are they going to do red light, green light? We still don't know at this point because we're in the dorm. What are they going to do? They're going to do something different. So knowing half of us are gone, I'm like, you know what? We're in this dorm. And I remember season 1, there was a lot of shots of people coming in the portal. You open the door, you first go in. So I was like, you know what? If this is my only time, 50% chance I'm gone. So you know what? I'm going to do everything I can to try to get any screen time I can. So I'm running up every person post me coming in. I'm hugging them. I'm up on them. Yo, door, baby. I'm like doing everything. So my kids can see my number flash by, everything. That's probably at that point.
I'm dying. That's funny, man. Well, I hope it came through. I mean, did
Yes,
you see
no, it did.
yourself?
It did, yeah. I mean, in the game, there's a lot of spots where I actually get a decent amount. For someone who died in the first episode in a crowd, I get a few good shots, some close ones. And then, in the game number 1, where our room, he's hitting the button. There's an above shot. I was again intentionally. I'm the first one up to hit him, and I'm just like, "We got this, bro." So I got a good shot of me, just really, it's like a split second, but it's good still frame shots, real clear, real good. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta go back and look now, because they did it real quick. But I gotta go
It's
back and
so
look.
fast. It's
And
so
so
fast. Yeah.
when you get in the dorms, who are a few of the other players you are close with at this point?
Yeah, so like a lot of people actually, because we got time to talk to people at lunch, you were running around kind of making friends. But the way I don't know actually know how they did this for you guys. They had us color coded in groups. They just
We didn't
call
do
it
that.
cohorts.
We didn't do that.
Didn't do that, so they grouped us around, and it was almost like this. I mentioned it was kind of like a prison. They grouped us into these colors, and we had designated wings of like the hotel. So we had a certain floor, a certain set of hallways that were our color group. So basically, the people in your color group you got tightest with, and the people in your hall you got the super tightest with. So some really cool people. I mean, Jacket, Missy, Robert. Like, there's a lot of people that that I can name that are in there, but like got really tight with a lot of people. And like I mentioned, Jacket, he gets eliminated with me in the beginning. He's kind of up there in the front working with the count. You'll see him in there, but we got real tight, and we both found out we're business owners, and just a lot of stuff we didn't realize until after the fact, because a lot of people weren't telling what they were doing. So after the fact, we find these things out and just thought it was crazy. We're like, that we're in such a similar situation without even knowing it, that we still gravitated to each other. So that was really cool to find out. But I mean, and it's been cool because I got really tight with a lot of people, and then afterwards we all got on. We got the WhatsApp group and all staying connected. And we've had like 250 people in a dang WhatsApp group constantly talking since elimination, since the airing or the filming was done. And now, again, it's exploding right now. Everyone's trying to support each other. So really cool. I mean, we were tight with a lot of people doing meetups, like, meeting up in different cities already and stuff like that. So just really.
No, that's awesome. I mean, it's kind of similar. We had the giant thing, and I was one of the ones who was started it. Me and this other girl,
Nice.
Louisa. Yeah, it was crazy. There was some drama in ours. I wish we should. Our
Yeah.
group chat actually was more exciting than the show. I wish we could. I hope one day we can unfilter everything that went down, because it got kind of crazy in ours, like really toxic and vile and everything.
Oh
Uh,
no. Oh no.
it
There was a
was.
few. There was a few spurts, but it actually hadn't been too bad in ours.
Oh, it got deep. I mean, long story short, one guy even came in, one of the villains on our season. He somehow everybody was an admin. There was a lot of people, and he was an admin. He deleted everyone out the group,
Oh
and
man.
then we had to like figure out how to kick him out, and only one person could do that. It was a mess, and then other people were just yapping crazy. Like, it was just a lot. But
That's crazy.
it still goes on, but it's very dim compared to what it once was. So, you get in the dorms, excited and whatnot. The guards soon come out, and they say you need to pick a side. They lay out the X's and the O's, and they say we need an even number on each side. You decide. Tell me why you decided to pick O.
Here's my O, right? My wife is yelling at me. She's like, "You never pick O." She's yelling at me. I'm like, "In what situations are you picking X and O? I don't even know what situation." She's acting like it's a situation that happens often. You never pick O. I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? But anyway, I was like, okay, here's my thinking. I'm gonna be real for a second. Sorry, Studio Lambert. But I felt like in season one, there was a lot of laziness in the design of what they did. There were some things that, an example, I'll give you a lazy example. And again, we're not in there, so I actually don't know the full detail of how it looked like during filming and production. It gets cut up how it gets cut up. But there was the part where everyone's doing Jack in the Box, and you got eliminations. Guy gets an advantage, and then immediately is voted out because he has the advantage. And I'm just like, why would you even do this? Because that seems so stupid. It seems like
They did that in this season too.
they did it in this season too. And I'm thinking, that is so lazy of a design, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I agree. No,
So
I said I agree.
yeah, so I mean, a number of things like that. And then I'm thinking, okay, here's the deal. In the game, to move on in the pentathlon games, when every time, right, you move on, you got O. So O is move on. So I'm thinking it could go either way, right? It's if you see like Princess Bride, it's like, should I drink the poison? You switch in the cups with poison. I'm going to drink the cup that you put it in, or I'm not, and this and that. So I'm like, is it the fact that it's O and it's obvious because they let everyone pass who's an O? or is it not? I don't know. But I'm like, you know what? They were so lazy in production that I'm going to go with my gut and say it's laziness, right? In hoping, because they move all the X's out after we choose. Well, they do it like this. So this was crazy too. I'm going to say this. And again, who knows? I don't know. I think you can say these things, but we'll find out. I'll get yelled at if not. So we split, and more people, way more people choose O than X. So you've got, let me say it's like 30 more people than the other side. And they're like, we need it to be even. So when that overweight of the O is there, they're like, we need people to move over. And so they're like, we're going to have to do it. No one's really moving. No one wants to move. Like, of course, I made my pick. Why am I going to move? So they started coming out. They have a clipboard. So casting, the producer team comes out and they've got a clipboard and they're looking for people. And they're on our side looking for the numbers, and they would hand pick people out and move them over the other side. And we're like, this is weird. This is weird. Why are they doing this? Like, why is it so difficult? They're hunting for certain people. This is very interesting. And I'm like, oh, crap. That was my first thing where I'm saying, oh, crap. Because I'm thinking if they're trying to save lives, potentially save certain people's lives here, scary thought. But also, I don't want to leave because all of our purple team, we're like, we're going to sink or swim. We're going down together. Come to find out, 2 people defected. That they defected. They kind of hung out in the back and they moved on. But literally, our entire group stayed together for the most part because we were like, if we can get through together, we will dominate. Like, we're going to run this if that's the case. So 2 people defected, but they pulled out who they needed to, and then they were like, we need volunteers. So you're just like hiding the whole time, and now I'm wishing I would have got picked, pulled out, but yeah, man, that's how it went down. So you like but you still didn't know what's to come at this point, and they get that split. I'll stop there. If you have a specific question on that, but like that's how it came to be. That's how we got split up, and when they started hand picking people out, that was my first glimpse into, oh crap, this is a TV show. This isn't just like pure play reality, let the chips fall as they may. Their strategy from the production side here. That was the first time we really saw it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist myself, and so I definitely look for these things, especially, after being on one and then watching other shows. I definitely look for all these things about what's going down. I mean, that was something I said in my episode 1 recap was, I feel like there was certain people they wanted to move on and certain people that, they had more investment in. And who's to say, but that's just my theory, with
Well,
anything,
it's
with anything.
I take that back. I take that back because it almost felt obvious. So Jacob and Raul, the 2 twins who pushed the buttons in episode 1. Now they were UK based, so there's always like a rebuttal to this. But at this point, you hadn't seen a lot of the UK players because they did not have them housed in quarantine for the same duration. They just came in since they were local. They came in the night before, but none of us had seen these 2 guys. Jacob and Raul were actually in my group when we went into the dorm. So you're going through set to set. They kind of staged us in different sets. We were moving from set to set. They were not present until the set before we went into the dorm. So we're all sitting in a group, talk. And then I look next to me, and these 2 guys have not seen them. And I'm like, where do you guys come from? Who are you? Trying to talk to them. They're kind of standoffish. They're not really saying much. And I'm trying to just talk to them just to talk to them. I have not seen them. Everyone else in my group, we're tight. We're talking. So not that I thought anything of that, but I did once they split them up, once they said, hey, we need volunteers. So like, we need a volunteer, someone who has a previous relationship coming to the show. Well, they were, all the people looked to the twins. There were a lot of identical twins in the game. And then there was some, father, daughter. So all these people are kind of already being looked at. Everyone was rushing to them. Makes sense. But they didn't clarify how, maybe someone knew someone distant. They're not related. They're not brothers, sister, whatever. And so it was very awkward because everyone's trying to figure this out. And these 2 guys are kind of trying to move up front, but then other people start to get a little bolder and they're like, no, I want to. And it was not clear who the 2 were going to be. It got real weird. It was awkward. There's pause, silence. And then they restarted it. They're like, can we do this again? Because there was another group who were kind of being like, I want to be it. And they're walking to the front. They're at the front, like volunteering, like, I want to go. They effectively just restart the same question. Can we have volunteers? It was really weird. And finally, those two basically become the choice. But it was so weird in how they came to be the choice. It felt very calculated. It felt very much like they were gonna ask as many questions they had to get those two up front. So weird, right? Weird.
Sounds manufactured to me.
Yeah, real weird.
Sounds a little manufactured. Like, look, I ain't gonna break down our manufactured things, but yeah, I'm not. That doesn't shock me to hear that, but it
It
is
doesn't.
telling. It is
And I
telling.
don't, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think in season one there were a lot of people who had massive social followings coming into the game. I feel like most people were
There was
pretty.
there was a there was a de- there was a decent amount, but it wasn't. I think you guys have way more than we did.
Oh, okay. So, because that was the thing, I don't remember people. And again, I don't know everyone who was in like a lot of the bulk, but I mean, there were people from like below deck. There were people from like other, Survivor other countries and things like that. So it was like they definitely were trying to get more. I don't know. That felt different, but it definitely felt like that's where a lot of those hand picking redistributions were taking place. It would be like, hey, here's a group of people with millions of followers. Here's a group of people with millions of followers. Let's make sure we split that up to just improve our odds to ensure we have large followed people that continue to move through the game. Is really how a lot of that felt.
Yeah, no, I mean, I understand. I mean, we had a girl from Survivor on our season. We
Oh,
had
nice. Okay.
a couple like big influencers on our season. We had like WWE, somebody WWE, but they didn't make it past the first game. So like some instances, yes, but I think more so they would look to push the family members forward. Like I would say, if you had two sides, which side got more connections when it comes to like twins or father daughter or friends or whatever it is, brother sister? There was a lot of those that made it through. Now I don't know all the ones that didn't, but I could name off the top of my head 5 that made it through the first game, and I don't even have to think that hard. I think
Oh
we
yeah.
we didn't have nearly as many relationships as that. Like we had some, but not nearly as many as you guys did. Because every
Oh
time I
yeah.
look
You're
up,
talking
there's
season two. Yeah, I was almost dominated by the relationships in the first few
yeah,
episodes for sure.
yeah. So you pick O. The other team gets sent into the other room, and you guys are stuck in the dorms. And so they announce the game. The game is counting. Whoever counts closest to 456 without going over and pushes the button is the victor, and the rest of the people go home. How did you feel when you heard these directions?
Ooh, man, oh man. Yeah. Our hope, right? At every point, at no point did we think that basically we would all be sitting ducks. At some point, we thought there was going to be some level of skill. We die by our own hand. When we were first lined up X and O, my hope they came out with, when they came out with the patches, we were hoping it was something. The Doc G something like line us up, let us face off the person next to us and just Doc G that or something. But when we got split and they finally do start to announce the game, because we don't know for a very long time. We still have no clue what this is. We're in the room, we're changing out mics and they're checking packs, they're doing interviews, they're bringing food out. There's a lot of sitting around doing nothing for a very long time. And then finally they come out and they start constructing that button. This is like we're in the dorm, the button and podium is not there. They have to come in and build it. So we finally see that and think, okay, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be something centered around that. In season one, when they first get into the dorm, there's like a phone. And so people are kind of hovering the phone, trying to pick it up. So same thing with the button. We're getting up there. People are yelling at people for getting on it. Someone's like, I'm going to hit the button. Let me go. It's that kind of thing. And then finally they do describe what's going to happen. And then just gut sinks at that point. Cause it's 100% out of your control. Like you're screwed. And like everyone's got the right idea. Both sides were like, find a musician. I was the same. I was like, dude, we should get 3 people. Let's find musicians. If we can find a pianist, I was like, musicians necessarily aren't even good at counting either. They're good at reading music. They're good at playing music. But like the only people that I know that are really good are classically trained musicians of things like a violin, a piano, things where you would train with a metronome. Like it's a big part of the learning. Couldn't really find anyone who had done that. So it is what it is. And I mean, I don't care who you are. If you haven't done that, if your belief is no problem, 456, I can count to that. That's just crazy. I mean, any miscalculation will over time is just going to have you either high or low, and so it's a difficult thing. So they pick who they pick. So like in our group, Robert. So this is where I mentioned Jack. Jack and Robert are up there. Robert's a music teacher. So we were like, you know what? No one's really stepping up saying they're a musician. At least Robert's teaching music. Let's get him up in there. So he actually was going to do it. He was going to be the guy. And then someone comes up with Ida and they're like, she's a nurse. She counts. And again, you're going to hear this. You talk to a lot of O's, you're going to hear the same story. Nurse, chest compressions. At what point does any nurse get taught it's 1 second per compression? I don't know. Like that, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Plus, this lady's 100 years old, probably not even a practicing nurse anymore. Who the heck knows what's going on? And then, man, I can't remember her name, but she, the other girl who's with her, she's a fashion designer. Like it's like, what is happening? What is happening? So he's like, let's let the ladies count. He's trying to be a gentleman. Let's let the ladies count. Great. That's all
plot devices, coach.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. So that's going to happen. So I'm laughing at this point. I'm like, it's just luck. It's just going to be luck. But it's chaos. And every O is going to tell you it was a zoo. It was like a riot. It was so everyone's fighting, everyone's yelling. They don't really show a lot of that in there. It was really chaotic in the beginning, but I don't necessarily know that it was any different for the X in the beginning, because when we see the cut and when we talk to everybody, they're like, yeah, it was kind of crazy in the beginning, but then we calmed down. Jonty got his real nice speech in the X room, like, guys, we got to work together. We got to go. But like, he's a cool guy. But Robert had the same speech. He shut everybody up. He did some school style, calm everyone down. He starts clapping to 3, and somehow the whole room just counted to 3 with him and shut up. It would have been great, but Robert doesn't move forward, so he doesn't get any face time. So shout out to Robert. He had a better speech and a miraculous calm down of the room. It was unbelievable. But we're sitting there and I'm like, we're screwed. Like, it's just luck to me at that point. Like, will we be closest or not? But yeah, Ida starts late. Everyone knows it. Everyone, once you get closer to that 456, everyone's getting real fidgety, wanting to jump up. People are pulling people down. When the button finally does hit, because you see in episode 1, the scramble, like push it. The second that button gets tapped, it erupts and there's violence. Like, someone grabbed me. I almost punched a guy in the face. I was in his face because he grabs me and he's yanking me down, and I'm in his face and I'm screaming at him, and I got my fist in his face. I'm like, if you touch me, it's over, bro. Like, it's over. I'm going to kill this guy. There were some people who actually were fighting, and I'm like, it was insane. But the emotions were high. People are crying. Most people are crying because they think we lost. They're like, we're so far off. I think we were within, I know the numbers, they say the numbers on the show. They told us all, they didn't give us both numbers. They said one team won by 1 second. That's what they said. The show, it says 2 seconds and 15 or 2 seconds and 12 or something. They didn't give us a second number. They made a very big deal. Like, they came in with like computer, chipping the button. They pull out this big cartridge. They're going to go review it. If we were off by 12 seconds, you did not need a computer to adjudicate this win. It's like very obvious, but whatever. So they just made a real big spectacle of trying to decide who the winner was. But anyway, the eruption goes on, and people are like, we're a minute off, but it's like, bro, like, you can't think we're 15, 20 seconds off and someone else be a minute. Like, that's such a variance. Like, someone is very wrong here. So no one knew what they were talking about. And I think we were within 20 seconds personally, but but everyone's just like, we're going to lose. But I'm like, we have no clue. On our side, we have no clue if they were descending into chaos. We have no clue if their count's off. So I'm hopeful, because that's all you can be. That's all you can be in that moment. And I'm just hoping. And then they flash the other team up on screen. That's happening for a while. But finally, maybe you were going to ask this question, but I'll get to it. It's like the moment that freaking squid pack went off, that ink pack went off. The second that happened, it was like surreal. It didn't feel real. It was just like you're waiting, tension super high, everyone in the room, energy's high, just massively tense vibration, just everybody. You're waiting, and then you hear you lost. Just like a gut punch. Wind gone out. Doesn't feel real. It's like a state of like the opposite of euphoria. It's like, God, this sucks. It's just out. God dang it. I thought about getting up and refusing to leave. It's ridiculous.
Man, you sound like the real light green light people now, coach.
Oh my God, man.
Look, I'm not a fan of the games that you don't see an absolute on if you're in or you're out, or you made it or you didn't. And in this case, you couldn't, because there's no clock. There's no timer that they set. Here's the timer. We'll turn it around. We press the button at the same time, and then
Yeah.
we'll flip it back. Like something like that, I think needs to shown for the players' sake and for the to be transparent on their end because yeah, it's a TV show and they're the adjudicators and the executioners. But at the same time, this game is not fair. But in this case, you want to be as sincere to the people as possible, especially in the first game, because everyone flew all the way over here, and everyone's gonna be upset. So at least let them know, like, hey, this is the time you guys got, and here's the proof of it, not just some little cartridge thing saying we gonna review the tapes in the back, and we're gonna do instant replay, and we got the replacement refs working because the real ones are on strike, like something like that. Like, look, I didn't like that. I didn't like the game. I didn't like how they didn't have like an accurate sense of this is the time. I mean, even if it would have been nice on the screen if they showed just on when we watched on TV like the times side by
Yeah.
side or something along those manner. I don't care if it's a minute off, 2 minutes off, 5 minutes. I don't care, but just show us exactly where we're
Yeah.
at so we're not speculating because every other game besides that it's obvious if someone made it or not. Catch if obviously marbles obviously like every single game it's obvious who won and who lost no matter if it was fair or unfair. So
Yeah.
that's just my two
Exactly.
cents on it.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I felt the same way. And even if I say this to everybody all the time, like my kids, I'm like, I don't want them to get in trouble. I don't want them to lie or whatever, but I'm like, at least make an effort. If you're gonna set it up, even if it is a setup, if you've already orchestrated it, at least make it so it seems like it's not. Show the clocks, fake the clocks, but make it look to everybody else that it's legit. It's fair. So,
Yeah.
you
Feel
know,
like I was at a Jake Paul fight for a second there, coach.
oh
Look, but yeah, no,
my
it's
god.
it was disappointing to see that was the first
Mm,
game and that was and
mm.
unfortunately you got popped. You guys did a good job on your acting skills when you got
Uh,
popped though. I will say that. They've been A1 this season. All the deaths have been real
the
dramatic.
Ducks have been
We
good.
they've
They
been pretty
have. They have.
good. So you get popped, you're out the game and you get back to the hotel now. Tell me how you feeling.
Oh, then it's just party time, right? Like I'm like, okay. So then, like in my head, I'm like, all right, I might have to promote this at some point. I know I can't talk about this. Let me get as many pictures as I can. I was lucky because I had an extra day there. I wasn't flying back immediately, so a lot of people don't realize that too. And I don't know if they did this for you guys. I think some people got some time in London, but I mean, we were in such a diverse group. There were people with trust funds. There were people who didn't have to work. So they were like, some people were like, I'm going to spend the next month in Europe. And it's like, wow, that's amazing. Like that you had that opportunity. Uh, the way that they set it up was all 456 players had flights already scheduled to leave the next day. Is how they described it. They're like, your ticket to go is done. It's already there. And if you make it forward, they just reschedule those who progress. So in my head, I was going home immediately. But then once we exited, they gave us our flight like manifest, and I had an extra day, so I was super lucky because I was like, not then I get to go see London. So to me, that was a good transition to the blow. There, it was like cool. Well, then I actually do get to go downtown, see all the things, hang out with some people. So we all just kind of clicked up, and it was a big party at the hotel bar. Went out to downtown London, hit up a bunch of spots, all just kind of hung out, and we were there for uh even into the further games because we were in the next game. People who were getting eliminated and coming back, we were getting to hear with those games and what was happening. So we got to group up with some of them too. So that was
That's good consolation prize, coach. So
exactly
you
exactly
hang out in London for a little bit, and then you finally get back to Illinois. And once you
yeah.
get back home, now tell me how you feeling.
Oh man, then it was just back to work, and I you can't talk to anybody about it. Like your immediate family knows. Like in my case, my business partner knew. She held down the fort, took care of business while I was gone. I didn't want to say anything because it's just like I told my kids are like, if you die on that first game, don't even come back home. Don't even bother. It's like that kind of thing. I'm like, oh man, just ego deflating. You got to come back and say you lost. Luckily, it wasn't by my own hand, but because I have an excuse in that moment. But if it was by my own hand, I'll accept it. I lost. I suck. Couldn't even say that. So come back. It was just back to work. I mean, we got businesses to run and people to pay the, feed and pay salaries. So it was just like, I got to put this out of my head and just go. So that's what I just did. I mean, I couldn't talk about it. So I'm like, I'm just go back to business as usual. And, try to keep it out of my head. There was cool stuff because when we get back, like Johnny Walker launched their Black Label line with the Squid Game stuff. So you're like finding merchandise, and everybody like as people got eliminated, grouped up and put in big order. Exactly. Big order for the tracksuits because you didn't get to keep your tracksuit. So we're getting those manufactured so that we had cool like ones that were as close as possible.
So
So just that.
your company got them manufactured?
No, we all grouped up and found a company to make them.
Oh, wow. You guys are way
I'm,
more collaborative than us. It was everyone for themselves.
But that was it was crazy. And luckily there's some people like people were trying to buy from different places. Like Etsy kind of popped up with some. But I mean, I feel like it was kind of difficult because Netflix, Squid Game, none of them want that being made by anybody else. And they weren't really making replica tracksuits. They were making just like random versions of Netflix shops has it, but it's I mean, sorry, Netflix, the quality has not been good on those. Like I bought some stuff off the Netflix shop.
Yeah, yours is really good.
Yeah, I mean ours, dude, it's like it's near identical. Other than this not being like cream, and these needing to be a little bit thicker on this patch. Like they were pretty. Then it's legit. I'm burning up right now. Like I'm in my office right now.
That looks really good. I'm like, dang, you still got the real suit on.
Yeah, no. I don't know. Someone said they stole one, but I don't think someone actually stole one. People got their shirt with the ink.
Mm-hmm. It's possible. Definitely is possible. If I really wanted to, I would have, but I was just like, whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Once you get out, I kind of just had to move on. Well, that's an amazing time. What do you think your biggest lesson is from the show?
Man, just to, in that case, I don't know that it's just how it affects you. I feel like if I got to go back in again, I feel like I would probably just take more opportunities to get more time in, to be more of a character in the very beginning. Like, a lot of people's advice was kind of hang out in the background so you don't really get singled out. But the problem is not that many people make it to the end. And the only people that really got seen were people who made moves or had strong conversations or something. So it would be just to be a little more bombastic at opportunistic times where it's obvious that these are going to be key moments. And so if your goal is to try to get some face time on the show, I would do that only because the odds are so stacked against you in winning that outright. It'd be different if it was like Love Island or something where you got like a cast of 10 people that are going through the whole thing, or Survivor or something like that. That's different. But in this scenario, if you're trying to get some level of visibility, just do more of that, just to be more of a character at key moments. So that was a learning, but otherwise just good to it's a good practice in like self-reflection on how you handle the emotions of all those things, and seeing how it goes down, and just feeling lucky to have that experience to be able to tell other people about it. Like expect this if someone gets on, just like expect these things, and temper your expectations, this type of stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a great way to put it. I tell people, some people ask me in the DMs, like when they're considering getting casted for the show, and they're like, what do you have suggested after listening to all my stuff? Because I did like over 60 episodes of this for season 1. And it's like, like you just said, the odds are very low. But I think if anything, you can get your screen time, and then you can make something out of that. Like, you don't have to win the money to actually win the money. For example, myself, I met a lot of these influencers and stuff on the show. I didn't do none of that prior to the show. I didn't make no content. I just did what I did. I was an actor, or still am, but that's the only thing I did. And then once they, people kept coming to me like, you'd be great doing this, making content. That's and third, I had somebody come to my house, give me an hour intervention on TikTok, sitting on my couch, just berating me about making it. And so I did, looking fast forwarding to even now, like I've been do so many things. I've met so many cool people. I've got to work with companies and brands that I've seen since I was a kid, ESPN, Barstool, House of Highlights, just been to events that I've never thought I would go to because of the show, essentially. And everything that I kind of wanted in a different manner is coming to fruition now. And so without the show, I mean, who knows, what I probably wouldn't be doing all that. Who knows? I highly doubt it, because I didn't have the confidence to do it without meeting those people. And so I think, yes, if you ever go on a show, get your screen time, but also talk to people and meet as many people, because that can help change your life in
Yeah.
ways that you couldn't even think. I mean, yeah, it'd be great to win the money. Like that would have changed it too. But like you said, only one person wins it, and it's all a chance. It's a game of luck, as you can see watching the show. Like you
Yeah.
could get
You're
out.
right. You're right. I love that.
Yeah,
It's the
you could have been
relationships.
exactly like
That was
all
my
the
that's my
people.
favorite thing that came out of it. And that's it. No diss to Mai, right? Like Mai's awesome, but like she's not done anything. Like she had like some episodes that were going right, but like if that's to be maybe to sound gross, but like some ambitious 25-year-old who's out for fame, they would have taken that winnings and done it way different. Where someone like Mai's like, I can retire and relax and I'm going to chill. I'm still going to do cameos and do these different things, but they're not going to go ham on that. Whereas someone else is going to go crazy with it. So it's like it doesn't matter. And other people did do that. A lot of these people got got it like Dash, right? Like got all kinds of stuff from it and went out early in the show and still able to pull that kind of stuff off. And so, yeah, the relationships, the screen time from it, that's what I love most. Getting to meet people and travel around and have contacts that you just trauma bonded with. And you like, it doesn't matter what else is going on in the world. You're like, we got that connection from it. So it's just
Exactly.
really cool.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I still talk to plenty of the squids nowadays. Meet up with them. I mean, one of them it comes to a whole bunch of football games with me. Another one, we travel and I shoot some content together. Or one of them I went to where did I meet him at? I don't know. I be meeting them all over the place, but
Yeah.
it's cool to have that as well because then, I think, obviously it's networking, sure, but also it's a genuine friendship and relationship that can help you have I won't say better life. I'm trying to put in better terms, but like have a bigger net worth for your
Yeah.
network and whatnot.
Yes.
You get what I'm trying to say.
I love it.
Well, cool, John. Well, this was excellent. I'm glad I get to talk with you and hear your story and whatnot. You did great. No matter what anyone says, you was loud and proud. And even if, Netflix released the tapes of John, I got to see all that. I appreciate you coming on. If the people want to find you and keep up with your journey, where can they find you?
Yes, my name on everything. Just John Bracamontes on everything. You look it up, you'll find me for sure.
Hey, look them up, y'all. Look at that LinkedIn too. Well, cool. Well, everybody, thank you for joining and watching. Till next time, y'all. Peace, blessings, deuces, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.